When you respect order, everything lines up. There's this quiet calmness inside you, and there's this strength that also is growing inside you. And Ascension sharpens it. So it makes you stronger and it lifts you higher. And it's rooted in obedience, it's marked by patience, and it's also confirmed by peace. Ephesians 4:10 says, "He who ascended is the same one who descended, that he might fill all things." Stability, maturity, authority, and restraint. It's an upward movement and alignment. But when order falls apart, that's when the apocalyptic hits. It's not just chaos, it's a reveal. So that's showing you exactly what can't go on anymore. There's no fixing or improvement at this stage. So it's the end of the line. It's when things don't realign anymore. Desperation messes with your rhythm and throws off your judgment. So when you're under pressure, that sense of urgency can set aside your obedience, and suddenly a falsehood can slip in, and it'll be dressed up as something that you desperately need. So for a world example, let's say that you're almost out of money and an ad pops up and it's a loan. And you're like, oh my gosh, I really need some money. So you click on it and you get the loan, but you know that you can't pay the loan back. But you're out of money and you're like, but I have to have the money. So this is exactly why heaven gives you warnings. Just because you feel the sense of urgency to get the loan doesn't mean that you should act upon that at that moment. So real wisdom will wait for the right moment instead of acting on panic. The challenge is spotting the season and choosing to respond with obedience, not panic, but with the truth. And not something fake, but with steady authority and not reckless force. So King Saul is a good example of what happens when desperation takes over. And he was faced with pressure and he offered a sacrifice that he had no right to offer. And he was trying to excuse his disobedience because he felt the sense of urgency. But he wasn't acting out of faith, he was driven by fear. And in the end, he broke the order, and that break couldn't last. In Samuel 13:13, Samuel told Saul that you've acted foolishly and you didn't keep God's command. That was the end of Saul's kingdom, and his authority didn't hold up. In the end, he lost everything. He lost his leadership, and he was out of place. So now look at Jesus. He's a different story. He showed what real authority should look like. He was strong but controlled. He was never desperate or rushed. He was patient. He didn't grab for power before the right time. He waited. His authority lasted because it was in line with God's purpose and timing. In Matthew 28:18, it says, "All authority in heaven and on earth belongs to me." His authority was never forced. When things are in order, authority will stand firm and everything just keeps moving forward. But when things like chaos take over, it all falls apart. Desperation takes over. Desperation just leads to a fake version of authority. It may look like progress at the time, but it's not actually the real thing. True authority lasts because it is shaped by discipline and obedience. And it's not by shortcuts and it's not by panic. Have a blessed day.